Alright guys, hey, in this video we're going to talk about how easy it is to create a final podcast episode if you already have a format set up. So we recently launched a podcast. I have it, I'll just show you here on my website, brookskonkle.com. So this podcast, so we're using Libsyn. Side note, that's who our podcast host is. Total separate conversation on how to get set up there, and then your data feed, and then send it. Once you get all that set up, you're done. But so I'm gonna assume that you kind of either aren't there yet, or you've already done that, and maybe this is just you're looking at an easier way to formulate your editing. So here is what I call my main project file, and we use Audacity to edit our files. So the main project file is made up of these different tracks.
Box with .us. That's www.destroytheboxwith.us. See.
And so what we're going to need to do is replace this track. So this track is what we do is each time that we are recording a podcast episode, we just record that audio. And that's what this track is right here. Over here is some outro music. Up here is the intro voice you just heard, and then intro audio. So what we need to do is bring in the new track that we're going to be talking about. So first of all, I won't remove this one yet because it'll help us kind of line up like where it needs to go, and we can visually see that. So the easiest thing really to do is just drag and drop the file that you need. So let's see if you can drop a WAV. Can you drop a WAV file? I'm actually about to find out. I think you can. So I have both a WAV file and an MP3 file. So let's go in here. Okay. Well, let's make a copy. No problem. I wasn't actually really sure what that was. I think if you drag an MP3 into the Audacity format, it does not give you the message or whatnot. So, all right. So this, as we can see here, our audio file here is longer than our previous one. So for starters, I need to select this tool here because I'm going to drag it to about there. And if I want to get really precise, what I could do is zoom in, hit that zoom in button so that I can really see that, okay, hey, I'm right in line with kind of where that guy begins there. Okay. Now again, I'm going to keep that audio file put because what I want to see is, and in reality what we're probably going to have to do is just we're just going to have to guesstimate, right? So there's no perfect way. This is the editing that it takes to kind of get it where you want it. And again, I need to figure out how to, I don't know if this is possible to move 2 tracks at one time. So it's kind of cool. I'm teaching you guys, but I'm learning as well. So I don't know if it's possible. I kind of looked that up a little while ago to see if it's possible. And so what I'd like to do, would be to basically grab this track and this track, attach them together, and move them on the timeline together. My gut tells me that there's probably a way to do this because in the video editing software that I use, I can do that. But because I don't know for sure, I'm just going to move each track individually. But you can kind of see here that, like, okay, I need this towards the end of the audio there. So you can see that's the end. And then I probably need it back just a little bit. And then And then this guy is going to go right where that kind of drops out there. So at this point, I'm going to take this track and close it out. And now I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, because what I want to do is to be able to edit in this section and just make sure that this transition is good.
So whether it's a project or whether it's your life, whether it's business or life, as I think you know by now, Mandy and I think that life and business is one giant adventure. They all flow together, and so we want you guys to live that with us and roll through it and enjoy that adventure. So, man, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, peace out.
Okay. So that is where that drops back out, is where this needs to crank it back in. You can probably just feel that.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us.
Even a little bit sooner. And I was kind of okay with how this dove in at the end there. That was cool. That was cool how that worked.
And business is one giant.
Let's go right here.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We'd love for you to share it, maybe with a friend, review it, and don't hesitate to reach out and say hello. The box with .us. See ya.
Alright, cool. Alright, so I dig how that's working. And then now what I want to do is export this final track. So what was this one? Breaking large projects down. And so staying organized while doing this is not the easiest thing in the world, especially if you've recorded multiple episodes and you have here, I'll just show you. We store them in Google Drive. So if you have multiple project files that you're working on, I have rough files. So these are just the MP3s that will be used in the main project file that I'm talking about, and then I have final episodes that these will be, and then once I've uploaded them to Libsyn, I'm putting them in here. So you have to stay organized. If you don't, you're going to get yourself kind of into trouble, and sometimes I get a little bit backed up and I just have to get caught up, but that's cool. I mean, it's okay. I mean, as long as you can kind of get it figured out, So, all right, so on this one, I'm going to export as an MP3. Standard is cool on that. The quality there should be completely fine. Force export to mono. We're going mono for that. And let's see. So just for final episode. And again, I'm gonna probably need to go in and adjust that project name so that I completely get it and understand. So this is the part that I can't remember. I believe. You know what? I'm gonna take a break and find this out, and so I can tell you guys. I was thinking that maybe I could do this in Libsyn rather than wait now, but let me find that out. All right, so got the answer. It looks like you can add, so in Libsyn, and that's what I was thinking. You can go ahead and have just an MP3 file that doesn't have the data, and you can add it in Libsyn, like with your title or your show notes and keywords and that sort of thing. So you don't have to do it right now. So you don't have to do this. This will happen. You can do this in the back end of Libsyn. So just kind of a side note. But if you want to go ahead and fill this out when you upload it into Libsyn, it can pull this data and import it in so that you don't have to refill it back out. So I'm just going to wait and do it inside of Libsyn. So just so you know that. And now exporting the file. So that's from the working file, right? So we have that the working master file that I have here. All I have to do is import just the audio track of us having our conversation or with a guest or whatever, and then from that we'll be able to produce the final show file, and that is the file that I'll upload to Libsyn in order to when I publish that or set it to be published or whatever. That's what the feed sends out, and that's what where Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Google Play, all these guys pull from that data feed in order to update the show on those platforms. So Cool. I'm going to definitely make more videos as I'm kind of going through and doing more podcast stuff. Hopefully this stuff will help you guys out as we're figuring out and growing ourselves on how to produce our own podcast. It's not that hard. It's really not. There is a learning curve, but there's a learning curve in anything. So yeah, just get out there and do it. And hopefully this video helps you.